Now let's discuss about last two digits. Okay. So what are the possible questions here? Possible questions will be like you'll get a number a raised to x. What is the last two digits directly you'll get, or you'll get questions like a raised to x divided by 100. What is the remainder? Or for that matter, they can ask you question based on the factors of 100 also. For example, let's take this number. Last two digits are 81. Okay. Let's take last two digits are 81. That means it's a big number. Last two digits are 81. Now they can ask you a raised to x divided by 50. What is the remainder? Right? What you need to do is, it again depends on last two digits only. So 81 by 50 is what you're doing. You'll get 31. Right? Or they can ask you a raised to x divided by 25. What is the remainder? So here also 81 divided by 25. You will get 6. Okay, so that's how you'll get the answer. Or whatever be the question, they can ask about 10 also. Then what is the remainder? 1. They can ask about 4 also, because 4 is also a factor of 100, right? So any factor of 100 will leave the where the divisibility rule is like based on last two digits or whatever it is, you can find the answer directly. Okay, so now how will you find last two digits? What I'll do is I'll discuss in 3 steps. Okay, so that it will be very clear and it will be complete understanding. First we'll see the even first we'll see the odd numbers, right? That is the numbers ending in 1 3 5 7 9. So we'll discuss methods for numbers ending in 1 3 5 7 9. Then what I'll do is I'll discuss numbers 2 raised to n numbers. Okay, so we'll cover 2 raised to n numbers. So with this we cover all the odd numbers. With this we'll cover all the 2 raised to n numbers. That means like numbers can be written as 2 raised to 27, 2 raised to 87, or 2 raised to 6, 2 raised to 5, whatever it is, right? Everything we'll discuss. Any other even number if you get. Now what is an even number? Even number is the 2 raised to n into odd number. We know the method for this. We know the method for odd number. So we can find any other even number also. So that your understanding will be complete. Okay. Now let us start off with odd numbers. Within that we'll start with 1. A number ending in 1. Okay, so you have a number ending in 1. It's a big number. Okay, if you want you can write it as 2 1 2 3 4 8 1 2 2 1. Okay, it's a number ending in 1. Raised to, let's take 81. Raised to, let's take 81. The question is, what is the last two digits? Or divide by 100, what is the remainder? Okay, so the question is about last two digits only. So what you will do is, one thing is sure, you know that the number is last two digits depends on last two digits only. That we know. Earlier we have discussed about last digit. There I told you last digit of a number depends on the last digit only. Here we are trying to find out the last two digits. So these digits are not important for us. Okay, we are only looking for this. So I can rewrite it as 21 raised to 81. Okay, so this is basically last two digits of that bigger number is equal to 21 raised to 81, or the last two digits of 21 raised to 81. Now we know this is a number ending in 1. So the last digit will be 1. We know that. Okay, now the previous digit is what we need to find out. This will be 2 into 1. So second digit into this number, that is 2. Okay, so what if it is 31 raised to 72? 31 raised to 72. You know this is last digit is 1. Number ending in 1. So the last digit will be 1, whatever be the power. Okay, then 3 into 2, which is equal to 6. So these are the last two digits. What about 131? Still it is the same, because we are not concerned about this. Okay, what about 1131? Still we will write it as 31 raised to 72 only. We are not concerned about this. Okay, so last two digit means only we will take the last two digits. And how will you get the answer? The last digit we know, that is 1. Previous will be 3 into 2, that is 6. Okay, one more question if you want. 4231 raised to 87. What you will do? You will write it as 31 raised to 87. Now you know the number ending in 1. So last digit will be 1. Previous will be 3 into 7. That is 1. 21 you will take it as 1. Right? Okay. Now we need to see numbers ending in 3, 5, 7 and 9. Now 5 I am not discussing now. We will discuss later. Or one thing which I can tell you is, number ending in 5 last two digits will be 25 or 75. Okay, so from the option also you can pick. If you get only one option only one among this in the option, you can pick it directly. Okay, so mostly you will get it in that way only. You can pick that option, or I'll discuss it later. Now let's discuss about 3, 7 and 9 now. Within that I'll start off with 3. Now here also I am going to discuss about the power cycle. So based on that only, because we already know a method if a number is ending in 1, right? Just now we have discussed a method if the number is ending in 1. So let's take a number. You have a 33 raised to, let's take 128, okay? 33 raised to 128, you need to find the last two digits. So we don't know the method for number ending in 3, but we know the method for number ending in 1, okay? So what we need to do is, we need to convert this number in such a way that the number in the bracket will end in 1. Then we know the method. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to convert this number in such a way that the number in the bracket will end in 1. And we know the power cycle of 3, right? 3 raised to 1 is 3. 3 square is 9. 3 cube is 7. 3 raised to 4 is 1. So if you see, the fourth power of 3 will always end in 1. So we can convert 33 raised to 128 in such a way that the number in the bracket will end in 1. That means 33 raised to 4. Okay, whole raised to 32. So I am not changing the number. 4 into 32 is what? That is 128 only. But I am writing in this way. With that I made sure that in this bracket number is going to end in 1, because the fourth power of 3 will always end in 1. Okay, so I am sure that this number is ending in 1. But to get the last two digit, now I understood that the last digit is 1. But to get this digit, I need to know this digit. Right? Now how will I find that? So this much I'm sure all of you understood. What I did, I wrote this 128 as 4 and 32, right? Why? Because I know the method for a number ending in 1. So I need to make sure that the number in the bracket will end in 1. But I also need to know the previous number to get the second digit, right? Now how I'm going to do it? So here I'll discuss one concept. See, you need to know only this thing, that 11 square last two digits will be equal to 39 square last two digits will be equal to 61 square last two digits will be equal to 89 square last two digits will be equal to 111 square last two digits will be equal to 139 square last two digits will be equal to 161 square last two digits will be equal to 189 square last two digits, etc., etc. It is going on. Okay, so the idea is, you take the 50 minus and 50 plus. Okay, so if you need to find the last two digits of 89, how much difference from 100? 11. Okay, so you can understand that 89 square will be equal to 11 square. I am not saying 89 square is equal to 11 square. Last two digits of 89 square will be equal to last two digits of 11 square. Okay, similarly, this is 50 minus 11. This is 50 plus 11. This is 100 minus 11, 100 plus 11. 150 minus 11, 150 plus 11. 200 minus 11, 200 plus 11, right? So every multiple of 50 plus or minus 11. Now, what if it is 13? Again, the same thing is applicable there also. If it is 13 square will be equal to 37 square will be equal to 63 square will be equal to 87 square will be equal to 113 square will be equal to 137 square will be equal to 163 square will be equal to 187 square will be equal to, etc., etc., etc. It will go on like that. So what is this 37? 37 is 50 minus 13, 50 plus 13. 100 minus 13, 100 plus 13. 150 minus 13, 150 plus 13. 200 minus 13, 200 plus 13. And it is going on like that. Okay. Now, here what we need a 33 raised to 4 raised to 32, right? So what we need to know is here. So 33 means 33, okay, now 33 raised to 4 I can write as 33 square and 33 square, right? Now this 32 will remain the same. So 33 raised to 4 I wrote as 33 square, 33 square. Now I know the last two digits of this, I know the last two digits of this. If you multiply that, you will get the last two digits of this, because the last two digit depends on the last two digits only. I'm not making it complex. Initially it may take some time to understand, but it will be fine towards the end, okay? So the last two digits I can find how? Because I know 17 square. I know 17 square. If you don't know 33 square last two digits, what can you use here? You know 17 square last two digits, right? So the prerequisite here is you need to know up to 25 square. Everything else you can write in that way, okay? So what the idea is, 17 square will be equal to 33 square will be equal to 67 square will be equal to 83 square will be equal to 117 square will be equal to 133 square will be equal to, like that it will go. I'm not saying that numbers are equal, but the last two digits will be equal, okay? So here I can write it as 17 square and 17 square. Now what are the last two digits of 17 square? 89. 89. So basically what do I mean here? 33 square, the last two digits will be equal to 17 square last two digits. I'm only concerned about last two digits, so I wrote 33 square as 17 square. Then I got 89 here and 89 here. Now I got it as 89 square. Whole bracket this 32 is there. Okay, that is there. I'll come to that. Okay, so what is 89 square? I don't know 89 square, but what I know 11 square. And I know 11 square will be equal to 89 square. It's not 11 square equal to 89 square. Last two digits of 11 square will be equal to last two digits of 89 square. Okay, so I can write it as 11 square. That means last two digits will be 21. Now this power, I'll write it as 32. So what I got in the bracket, I know this is a bigger number, but I got this as 21 as the last two digits with a power. Now I know how to find the answer, right? Last digit is 1, so last digit is 1. And previous is 2 into 2, that is 4. Next is number ending in 7. Okay. Number ending in 7, we use the same method, or let's take this thing, 37 raised to 64. You got a question. And you need to find remainder when divide by 100. Okay. Or last two digits directly they will ask you. Okay. Whatever it is. We know this number ending in 7, but we know the method for number ending in 1. So what we do is we'll convert this number in the bracket in such a way that we get a number in the bracket which will end in 1. Okay, now let's see how you're going to convert it. We know 7 raised to 1 is 7, 7 square is 9, 7 cube is 3, 7 raised to 4 is 1. So we will write it as 7 raised to 4, right? So this is going to be 37 raised to 4 whole raised to 16. Okay, now how will you write 37 raised to 4? You will write it as 37 square into 37 square. Okay, now we know that even if you don't know what is the last two digits of 37 square, we know what is 13 square, right? This is 60. Okay, we'll write it as 13 square, 13 square. What is 13 square last two digits? 69. What is this? Is 69, right? Why? Because we know last two digits of 37 square and 13 square is same, and that is 69. So now you got 69 square, but I don't know what is 69 square, right? But what I know what is 19 square. So 19 square last two digits, so I can write it as 19 square. This is equal to 19 square. So what is this? 61. Now I'll take this power here. Okay. So I got 61 raised to 16. Now I can find the last two digits easily, right? Because the last digit is 1. So it is 1. Previous will be 6 into 6. Okay. Now we'll see the numbers ending in 9, right? So let's take 39 itself. 39 raised to, let's take 256. Okay. So what we need to do here, we need to convert the number. We already understood. Okay, we don't know the method for number ending in 9, but we know the method for number ending in 1. So what we'll do, we'll convert the number ending in 9 to a number ending in 1. And how will you do it? Based on the power cycle of 9. And we know that 9 raised to 1 is 9. 9 square is 1. So we will make it as a square and we will write in that way, so that in the bracket you will get a number ending in 1. So we'll write it as 39 square. Now the moment you write it as 39 square, I know that the number is going to end in 1. Okay, so the number in the bracket is going to end in 1, and on top of it I'll write it as 128. So there is no change in the number, but one thing I made sure that this number is going to end in 1, so I can use my method, right? But what I need to know is the previous digit also. One digit I got it as 1, previous digit also I required, so that I can find the last two digits, right? Now what I'm going to do, 39 square I don't know, but what I know is 11 square. Okay, I can write it as 11 square, right? Now I got it as 21, but this power is what I need to write here, 128. So what is my answer? Last digit will end in 1 because this is 1. Previous will be 2 into 8, that is 6. Now one thing which I want to tell you is, let's take question 333333 raised to 256. How can you write it? It is basically, you are not bothered about these digits because the question is about last two digits. You're only concerned about this two digits, right? So ultimately you will write it as 33 raised to 256. Then what you will do, you don't know the method for 3. So what you will do, you know the method for 1. You will convert the number in the bracket in such a way that it will end in 1. And you know that 33 raised to 4 will be ending in 1 because power cycle of 3 is 4. That we know, okay? And then what you will do with this, you will write it as 64. Then what is 33 raised to 4? You will write it as 33 square, 33 square. We know that it is 17 square and 17 square. We know 17 square as 89 into 89. So this you will get as 89 square. And we know 89 square will be equal to 11 square. Okay. So finally you got 21 with the power 64. So we know the number ending in 1. Last digit will be 1. 4 into 2 you will get 8. Okay, now if you see one of the question which is asked in CAT 2008, 7 raised to 2008, last two digits. Okay, so what you will do, you know that what you need to do is you need to convert the number in the bracket. Okay, you convert 7 as 7 raised to 4 and you will write it as 502. So you know that number in the bracket is going to end in 1 and you know the method, right? So you will write it as 7 square into 7 square. you will get it as 49 into 49. Okay, now you got 49 square. Okay, you don't know 49 square, but you know 1 square, right? So 1 square is 1. 49 square will be equal to 1 square, so this you will get as 0 1, because you need 2 digits. Okay, 1 square is 1 is what you got, you'll add 0. 0 1. Now what is the power? 502. So what is your answer? 1 0. Your answer is 0 1. Okay, so what about 47 square last 2 digits? It will be similar to 3 square last 2 digits, that is nothing but 0 9. 48 square last 2 digits will be equal to 2 square, that is 0 4. 98 square will be equal to 2 square, that will be again 0 4. Okay, next we will see 2 raised to n numbers. Okay, so one thing you need to know is 2 raised to 10 raised to any even number, last 2 digits will be 76. 2 raised to 10 raised to any odd number, last 2 digits will be 24. You can put it in a box or something. So with this you can solve almost all the question when it comes in this format, 2 raised to n. Okay, so what we have discussed as of now, we have discussed number ending in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That means all the odd numbers we have covered. Now I have given you a method for 2 raised to n. Okay, now any other even number, you know it is a multiple of 2 raised to n into odd number. So you can use this method so that it is complete. Okay, now let's see some of the questions. Okay, let's take question 2 raised to 246. Now how will you write it? 2 raised to 10 raised to 24. That means up to 240 is covered, right? Then you can write it as 2 raised to 6. Okay, so this part, you know, this is 76 because this is even, and this part you need to count manually. 2 raised to 4 is 16, right? 2 raised to 5 is 32, 2 raised to 6 is 64, and then you have to multiply. So when you multiply, you'll get 64. Now one interesting thing is that if you multiply these numbers with 76, you will always get the same number. I'm not generalizing it. I'm not saying that 76 into 10 is equal to 10. No. That is not possible, but whatever possible numbers that you are going to get here, you'll get 2 raised to 1, you'll get 2 raised to 2, you'll get 2 raised to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Up to 9, any number if you take, last 2 digits, if you multiply with 76, you'll get that number itself. Okay, so if you want, you can try another example. Instead of 2 raised to 246, if I give you 2 raised to 248, 2 raised to 248, you will write it as 2 raised to 10 raised to 24 into 2 raised to 8. And what is 2 raised to 8? 2 raised to 7 will be 128, 2 raised to 8 will be 512, right? So this is 76 into 12. Your answer will be 12. Because the last 2 digits will be the same. That is one thing which will make your calculation easier, okay? Now let's look for an odd thing. Let's take 2 raised to 317. Okay, so how will you write it? 2 raised to 10 raised to 31 into 2 raised to 7. So this is an odd number, so you know this will end in 24 into 2 raised to 7. You know this is 128, so you'll write 28, and this you need to manually do and check the last 2 digits. Okay, so what all things we discussed now? If it is a number ending in 1, let's take 21, whatever be the power, 234 or whatever it is. Okay, the last digit will be always 1, previous will be 2 into 4, which is equal to 8. Now if the number is ending in 3, okay, so we are actually discussing about odd numbers first. So if it is ending in 3, we don't know the direct method, but we know the method of finding the last 2 digits if the number is ending in 1. So what we'll do is we'll convert this number in such a way that number in the bracket will end in 1, right? And then we'll apply this previous method and we'll find the answer, right? Now the same thing is applicable if the number is ending in 7 and 9 also. A number ending in 5, 2 possibilities are 25 or 75. These are the 2 possibilities. Then we have seen 2 raised to n numbers, right? So 2 raised to n, where I have discussed 2 raised to 10 raised to even will always end in 76. 2 raised to 10 raised to odd will always end in 24. Okay, now what if you get something like 33 raised to 67 or something like that, or 33 raised to 65? What you will do, you will write it as 33 raised to 4, then up to 64 is covered, right? So with 16, then you will write it as 33. Then you have to find it manually because you got the last 2 digits, so you have to find it manually, no other way.